Hey all, I'm here in this gorgeous goldenrod patch. I'm sure you're seeing it blooming all over the place right now, and no matter where you are in the US, for the most part, it's very widely distributed and we have many native species. They're in the Solidago genus, and this plant is not ragweed. It's often confused with ragweed, not because the plants look anything alike, but just because they bloom around the same time. And I think because of its yellow color, people think that it's full of pollen that they're sneezing because of. But if you shake it, you'll see that goldenrod is not wind pollinated. It's pollinated by insects, which is why it's great for our native pollinators like bees, wasps, butterflies, beetles, flies, etc., etc. So this plant not only is not ragweed, it's the antidote to ragweed, colloquially said. In herbal medicine, goldenrod is traditionally used to support the upper respiratory system. And so it can be used for sinus infections and issues, postnasal drip, so it's called anti-catarrhic, catarrh being the medical term for that sticky, plaquey stuff in the back of your nose and throat. It is also used for skin ailments such as eczema. It is used for the urinary tract, so it's considered a tonic herb, meaning that it sort of builds over time in its effectiveness, and it's something you can really drink as a tea on a regular basis, whereas other medicines are just targeted and small dose. So this plant is very, I think, easy to identify because it has inflorescences, not flowers. So you'll see these, golden, beautifully colored inflorescences, and if you look close, it's actually dozens of individual teeny tiny flowers. So as opposed to a single flower at the top of a stem or a cluster of flowers at the top. They can be upright or billowing, kind of that dripping form that's so characteristic of them. And their leaves, which come out from all around the stem, have a distinct pine smell. They smell just like pine needles, and the tea tastes a little like that, but not too piney in a bad way if you don't like that flavor. So this plant is something where you can harvest the flowering tops, so the leaves and the flowers are edible. So I would chop it maybe 5 or 6 inches below the inflorescences. You can dry it or use it fresh if you have access and make it into a tea. You can tincture it in high proof grain alcohol. And then you can infuse it in all sorts of other ways if you get into herbalism, like vinegars, oxymels, honeys, things of that nature. So yeah, is there anything else to say about this plant? Let's see, it's native, it's a pollinator supporter. It's one of my favorite fall allies for allergies, and it isn't ragweed. So enjoy harvesting responsibly. Make sure you only take a little bit from each patch to save plenty to repopulate. So enjoy.